Okay, I think, yeah, it's at the right time. And so welcome to this week's, or maybe it's fortnight's live stream for Momen. And Momen is a full stack no code dev platform, and we allow you to rapidly turn your ideas into a monetizable product and publish it on the internet for everybody to use. So today I am in a different environment. If you haven't noticed, I'm actually in the office. So you might see people walking behind me, and I should have gotten into a room, but I forgot my laptop. So I'm using my desktop. Okay, so what is special about Momen in terms of monetization? We allow you, compared to other platforms, to monetize your AI agent, or even more simply, just I would say a wrapped prompt. So that is something that we excel at, and the reason this has become so important is because the marginal cost of flexible decision making and reasoning has vastly reduced since the emergence of large language models. Things that used to have to be done by humans are now delegatable to machines. Things like translating stuff in the real world, like words from a customer's mouth, to information that can be processed in an automated system, such as CRM. These data entry is one of the examples that is ripe for innovation, and AI should allow us to do a lot of that. There are plenty more opportunities and plenty more new business models that should emerge from this lowering of marginal cost, and one of the things that is interesting about this particular structural change, is that some of the business opportunities themselves might not have a huge total addressable market, but it is not, well, with tools like Momen and other no-code tools, things that can reduce the time and cost to market, it is still a good idea to pursue, in my opinion. But you have to do it quick, and you have to do it cheaply, and that's where Momen steps in. Okay, so the whole structure of the live stream would go like, I'm going to create a contrived but hopefully still useful AI agent on the fly, live, and then try to monetize it, set up all the payment and all that stuff, and and I think that's all. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and things that I can answer on the fly, I'll do that. If not, I will post it in the comment section after the live stream's finished. And welcome all. China Foshan here. Okay, welcome. And Dallas, Texas. Well, we got viewers from all over the globe. That is fantastic. Okay, so let's get started. So I've already created my little project, which I called very cleverly my live stream. So the prompt that the agent we're gonna build is a YouTube video ideation tool, right? So it should create titles and descriptions, and maybe even script for your particular whatever topic you fancy on that day. So one thing we should do first is create a table for it's more like a repository of existing YouTube ideas that has done well. So let's call them YouTube idea. And one thing to keep in mind is that usually you should keep the model name singular, and then when you need a plural of them, the naming is easier. Okay, so we'll do that. And in this case, we said that we're going to have a title, which is going to be text. And we will have some description, which is again very simply just text. And you notice that when I try to create anything of the type text, you have vector storage, which you can enable, which we probably should. So let's enable vector storage. Okay, we shall then just publish this and import some data. So I've gone on YouTube and searched up a couple of things and got their transcript. Oh, maybe I should have a transcript as well. Yeah, so let's do that. Oh, let me see what I have. Let me see what I have. I've got my, that doesn't look too nice, but I do have a transcript. Okay, so, wow, LibreOffice isn't liking the format of the data I have, but that should be fine. We have transcript. Okay, and that's also just text. I shall publish that, and then we'll go to here and we'll import. The file. Sorry, I clicked too fast, so it wasn't picking up the newly added column. It's one of those rough edges. Okay, here we go. And this one's just going to be empty, and that's also an empty. It is a title, a description, and a transcript. So I'm just going to import that. No associations, no media file. It's just 3 rows. Very simple. Okay, so that has gone into the database. And now it's time to set up our AI agent. First, we will need some kind of input that lets me enter what I have in mind. So let's just call it what I have in mind. And that's just a text. The row, let's do, I have it all typed out here. So you're an expert YouTube promoter. You're knowledgeable about YouTube's algorithms. And the steps to take, which I have also very, let's see if I can copy that one. Here we go. Oh, no, I can't. I think it doesn't like multi-line, but yeah, it doesn't like multi-line. Steps to take. So we'll do first, I guess, one, analyze the content of the retrieved, the things, we will retrieve something of the retrieved YouTube idea from the database. And then second step, we'll do, I guess, brainstorm based on my thoughts to generate a topic. Then fetch YouTube SEO rules and come up with YouTube search friendly titles and descriptions for that topic. And then lastly, we'll generate an outline for the topic. It should contain an aha moment within the first 30 seconds of the video. Okay, then we have some constraints. So, and also here, we need to tell it what I'm actually thinking about. So this is how you pipe in your input. And here, let's say always output what works in, actually maybe I don't need this because I am going to use a tool for it to fetch the content of this, which UC Davis has very kindly provided. It's a bunch of things that should work well in YouTube. And being a contrived example, I will use a more inefficient way of fetching that data. You could have just typed it in the prompt, but I'm just going to use a tool to fetch it. It's just to show you, just demo like how best to use this, to use Momen really. Okay, so we will fetch YouTube idea, things that are most similar. ID is not necessary. Title, description, transcript. Things that are most similar to our input. Okay, so that would be all you needed to do. We do have a thing about this guy not liking the, but it's actually not an error because it filters empty. I do need this. Okay, so now it is happy. I'll fetch one. That'll be one of my contexts, and the other thing, maybe I'll just use API. So let's use an API, right? So we'll say, one of the nice things that I think it's just good to know, Gina is a very good company for a plethora of products that will help you in building AI agents. And one of the products they offer is a reader function. So whenever you, like, let's say if you're in here and you want to send this content to the large language model, it doesn't work very well because the HTML looks, let's see, the HTML looks, massive. And most of that, it's actually pretty large too. It's like 82 kilobytes, right? You don't really want to send the entire thing to the large language model because most of that is scripts and all these things that really doesn't help the large language model. So Gina AI would essentially clean it up and output something that is a lot more readable. That's the output. That's something that's readable for the large language model. So, and the API is very easy to use, and we'll see how that goes. Let's call it the Gina Reader. And the Gina Reader is, let's go to debug. Just for the heck, just for the heck of it. It's really simple. It's like r dot, let's just go back here. r dot Gina, I think that's all you need. Excuse me. Yeah, so r.gina.ai / you will have to URL encode this stuff when you're using it in Momen, otherwise it doesn't really like it. So we'll do that, this, and you just put it at the end of this, and that's all you need to do. Obviously, once you have many requests, you need to get yourself an API key. So I'm using it without an API key. It has like a shared 20 RPM, but if you get yourself an API key, it gets you like 1 million free tokens or something, and then everything is still pretty cheap. I like their product quite a well. So okay, what did this actually say, right? So this guy, we do JSON unescape. These are just some of the tools that I frequently use. We'll do escape JSON. That's not what I wanted. Here, this is what it looks like. And look at this. It's a lot more clean than what the actual HTML looks like. And so if you, that's what the large language model will actually see. So this is nice. And we'll go back to here, and so this looks good, and then the body is just that, and that seems good to me. And query is okay, body is okay. Next, okay, so confirm. Now we do want this thing to be more of a, we want this guy to be a URL, a placeholder, right? So we can change the URL, but for now, let's just do, wait, sorry, I'm gonna, yeah, so I think that's it. We have this API now, and then we can use that to fetch any kind of URL and send it into the large language model. And then actually we need to, in here, we call it something more reasonable, YouTube helper. And in here we'll use a Gina reader, and in here let's say fetch YouTube SEO rules. We need to give it a URL at. Okay, so the large language model should feed this into the Gina reader. So let's give it a bunch description. Fetches a URL and turns and then cleans the data, cleans the HTML, right? And in terms of the path, well, the URL to use, it's probably not necessary, but I'm just going to put it in there, and it has only a single string output, so we don't need to do anything with it. So that's there. And in terms of output, yeah, let's do something fancier. Let's split them up. The title and description. Maybe I should give it like a topic as well. Yeah, let's give it a topic first. So we do topic, since I have instructed AI to come up with a topic. And title and description. And in terms of like the limitations of the description, I am going to just add a bit of constraint so that the AI doesn't go too crazy and creative with what it generates. And in terms of length, let's say instead of 6 minutes, we'll just do 2 minutes, right? So that it will generate a bunch of the transcript would be an array. So let's do an array of transcript, array of string, that's transcript. Okay, and we'll make all of them required so it doesn't omit any of them. And I think this is mostly what we need. Let's just update the whole thing because the API needs to be updated. And let's say what's in my mind, right? With what's in my mind, I want maybe I want to draw stuff. I want to draw stuff. And let's say what the AI does. It fetched whoa, that's a lot of data. Most of them is from, I think I used up all my tokens. Let me just grant myself some superpower. I have used up all my tokens. It's called. Give me just a sec. Never mind. I'm just gonna pay it. Okay, I'm gonna pay myself. I couldn't find the API that. Well, I couldn't find our management tool to grant myself some tokens. By paying myself $10, I've given Stripe like, I don't know, 30 cents or something. I don't even have enough money. Okay, here we go. Good enough. It should refresh. Let's just restart. Yeah, it did refresh. URL equals that. Okay. Never mind. This is not gonna work because it only returns a string, and I think we have a deficiency in the system in terms like it couldn't figure out how to deal with a single JSON string, but it can like only deal with. In fact, let's see. It's a body. Yeah, it's too simple of a body. So let's delete that, and we'll get rid of this one. Reason about YouTube SEO rules and come up with YouTube search friendly titles. Okay, so that's simpler and it doesn't show as much, but this should just work. All right, here we go. That's what it came up with, and let's put it on the front end so that people can actually see it. All right, so we'll have a button and an input, and hopefully that input is going to be my ideas. And let's give it some margin so it doesn't look as bad. And here we'll do, this is the generate button, right? And then inside here is like, give me YouTube ideas. And we will make it slightly wider, 250. Sounds good to me. And in terms of actions, we'll just invoke an AI. We have a single one, that's what we're going to choose, and the input will come from what I have in mind. And now we need a way to pipe that data onto the front end. Currently, this is a little bit involved, which is not what I really like, but we'll deal with, we're in the midst of modifying that. So we'll have a title, and then we will have a description, and then we'll have a list of transcript. We don't really care about the topic because that's just for AI's reasoning purposes. Okay, so that's that. And in order to display the content, we'll have the title, the description, and a list for our transcript. This is the title, and in here it's going to be coming from the title, and this guy is going to be coming from the description, and this data is going to come from the transcript. And in here you will need a text to show the actual transcript, so we'll call it, maybe this one we should call it transcripts. Transcripts, that sounds good. And then here we'll just call it transcript. And then the content will then come from the actual transcript. Okay, and maybe we'll make it somewhat nicer too. Oh, by the way, some of the, if you're using Windows, some of the hotkeys that are useful is if you press down spacebar, you can like grab it around. And this guy will have some margin. Let's do a top margin of 20, and I will just space them out. There's a better way of doing it, but I'm just lazy. I'll do it the poor man's way. And this guy will have a margin 2 of 20 top margin within it. This one will have a margin. This is all just CSS. So if you're good with design tools, this should be easy for you. If you're not good with design tools like I am, like I'm not, so it'll be more challenging. And also I'm also terrible at design. So I'm not only bad at design tools, I'm bad at design. So that is going to be a lot more challenging. Let's put it in the middle. That's good from top. And then this one will have, I should see everything. Right. This guy, let's do a height, should be a fit as well. Width, yeah, just leave it like this. Can't be really bothered. So draw pictures. If everything goes well, which usually they don't. Which usually they don't. Oh God. Did I not deploy the AI? I probably didn't deploy the AI. Oh, no, I forgot to actually, I forgot to actually set the assignment. That's not too bad. Page data, set page data. We will need to set page data from title, from the output of myself, which is the title. And then we will do another set page data. In fact, we need 3 of them. Then description should then follow description. And lastly, the transcript should then follow transcript. You see, a lot of them are grayed out. That's because the types don't match, right? Remember when I set the names? Yeah, the names doesn't look too nice. Inside the page, I have. This is just a single text, but the transcript is a list of text. So these things affect what you can use to assign to a particular, any piece of data. And that's common in the entire moment. We want to try to limit the options you have to be only the ones that can be correct. If the types don't match, then there's no possibility that your program is going to run properly. So now I have set this whole thing. Let's try it again. I want to draw pictures. Okay, that's not too bad. And it doesn't look too nice because I didn't set the multi-line. But you see where I'm going with this. We've already set up an AI agent. The next thing we want to do is to monetize it. So we need some kind of sign up. Let's say let's get ourselves another page, and we call this page the AI page, right? And then we have another page which is the login page, and inside here, let's enable. We have a username and email. Okay, let's disable username, just email. Right, and so that's pretty standard. You just grab yourself 2 inputs and a button, and the inputs just gonna be, I think I've done this before, but for the sake of it, we'll do that. Maybe next time I'll have a pre-made login page so we can save some time. The next one is gonna be a password, and that is a password. And let's call this name password as well, so that when we use it here, it's easy to discern. This is register. Maybe we have 2 buttons, one for register, one for login, because I can't be bothered to do the conditional logic. So that's just a login. And when you click on it, this one will register, and you do an email register, and then the email comes from, maybe I should call this email. Sorry. Otherwise people get really confused. Oh, email register needs a verification code. Yeah, let's not do the complex one. Let's do the easy one. Go to that, and if it's on. Now the email register we shouldn't even see that there. Register username, yes. And then the input, that's the email, and we have to now change it back to username. Okay. Oh, whoops. Inputs, username, inputs, password. And on success, we'll jump to, go to, sorry, it's actually called navigate. Navigate to AI page. Same thing with login. We'll do login, username, login. That comes from the username, and that comes from the database, so the password. And similarly, we'll go to the AI page. Okay, so that's simple enough. We can register ourselves, and we'll make that one the home page, right? And then we register ourselves a username. I'm just gonna use my own name, and I'm gonna use a very bad password, which is just password. You can add checks onto it, but it's not necessary. Okay, so that takes us here. So last step, we need to make sure that people that didn't pay me can't actually click on here, or even better, we have another page that says, you haven't paid me, please pay me, right? So let's call it money collection page. This is a nice name. So money collection page. So first we should inform our user that you have not yet paid me. This button used to work. I think they got rid of it. I don't think you guys even have that button, but that button works. It will like shrink it down, so it doesn't block your view. You have not paid me yet. And you can even have this as an SEO thing, but that's not necessary in here. And let's make it extremely large. So maybe we'll do, I don't know, 50. And spacing wise, we'll do 60. And that looks better. And make it regular is okay. I think this is good enough. My forte isn't at laying out text. And then let's get a button, or maybe if you want to be fancy, you can use any container. Really, you can attach many things. You can attach the click actions to many things, right? But for the sake of it, we'll just use a button, and then we want to do a payment. And here we will have to attach many things. So let's say USD, and then we'll do like $5. $5 is going to be 500 because that's what Stripe wants, basically. And you need some kind of order ID. So how do we get that? We first need an order table. That is something we have mentioned extensively in here. So if you, when in doubt, go to the documentation. So here it teaches you how to log in and sign up for Stripe. I have already done that. In fact, it's here. I don't mind you guys seeing this because this is my test key. So worst case, you're gonna mess up my test account, and maybe I'll even revoke that after the demo. So once you're done, you will end up with those two things: a publishable key and a secret key. A publishable key really is also we would also call it a public key, right? So you would copy those two, and then you would then be to be pro. You have to be pro in order to set it up. But I am considering making this a more accessible feature, so that people can try out the monetization before they pay me. And it's only when our people gets it's only when people make money, they will end up paying me, right? So I think that's how tooling works. You would go to your payment thing, you would activate your Stripe configuration, and you need a single table, which is the order table, which you maintain. We would manage all the payments and refunds and all that stuff for you, but your order table, you have to take care of that yourself. So in an order table, let's create that. That's just an order table. And within the order table, let's have just some kind of thing so that later on people know what the hell you're buying. But really, it's just for your own purposes. And also you want to tie that to an account. So in a relation, you can have multiple orders, and it's a one-to-many, right? One account can have multiple orders, and inside the order table, it's called the account. And inside the account table, the orders are just known as orders. That's very simple. So that's done. We now have ourselves an order table, and we need, anytime you make any changes on the backend meaning data, API, action flows, AI, and permissions and all that stuff you need to publish. That's something slightly annoying, but doesn't provide a required field, of course, because I haven't even created a table. And this is also nice, right? So anytime you have an issue with your setup, we do have a detector here for you. You can go there, and sometimes if this doesn't work, you can click on position, and this would actually copy the path, and you can kind of tell where it is going, right? So it's actually going to this particular ID. So this is, if you're looking for help, and this button, we haven't covered the entire editor yet. So some of the paths don't work, was fixed now. But at that point, if you just click, it will copy to the clipboard, and you can, go to Discord, or later you can go to, the forum, which we're just in the middle of setting up. It's not fully ready yet, but yeah, we're setting it up. Yeah, you can ask for help there. And this is one of the crucial piece of information that you would provide in order for other people to quickly identify a solution for you. Anyways, back to my order. So if I go to my database, everything's empty, good. And go back to the table. This looks horrible. Yes, even I have standards from time to time. Okay, get started. But no, like pay me $5. And let's make it bigger. No, let's do it here. Let's make it bigger. Okay, and this one maybe let's do it. I'll do a multi-line because this looks horrible too. Okay, now it looks better on the phone too. Pay me $5. One more thing we need to record on the order table. Maybe we should have a thing called amount. Or maybe let's just call it USD cents, right? So it's much nicer to handle things like that. And you've noticed that I used integer instead of a decimal, because decimals really don't play well on the front end. You might end up with things like 3.200000001. That's because of the limited precision floating points have, especially in JavaScript. You don't even have a choice of using anything else. Right, so we'll deploy that one too. And that means inside this guy, I shall first create myself an order. Let's say order, insert order. Can I change the ordering? I'll put it down here. Put it down here. Nah, it doesn't work. I'll just delete it. Okay, I'll create myself an order, and the description is going to be buying the YouTube AI service at some. Two ways you can trigger this thing, right? You don't have to click necessarily. You can use the slash key, so that works too. We'll get the current date time, and yeah, buying the YouTube AI service at a particular time. The account is my current account, logged in user's ID, and the USD cents is 500. And then once that's done, you will then do your Stripe payment. And the ID will be whatever you created there. And then the currency is USD, and that's your 500. Okay, so then we can do a toast. Once you're done, you say like, have money. Nah, let's not do a toast. Let's just jump to the other page, right? AI page. Yeah, once you're successful, you jump to and if you fail, then you give a toast, saying something like no money or something. No money, not good. Okay. So then we need to do one last thing. We need to make sure that, I forgot another state. An order have different states, like is it done, is it not done, right? So let's call it status. And One of the drawbacks that for Momen is that we don't yet have a enum, or in Bubble lingo, it will be called an option set. That's something we're working on. So now you just have to use a string for that, which is not nice, but it works. Okay, so that means we will have to change something here so that the insertion status is pending, right? Why do I do that? We want on this page, on this page, to have a condition to actually, do I want a condition here? Let me think. Yeah, actually, let's do the condition on the AI page. So whenever the page is loaded, let me think. What is the best way? And actually, the best way is if I click and I don't have money, it takes me to the money collection page, right? So that'd be the more natural way of doing it. So let's do a conditional, and can I move it to here? No. So we're can we move it here? I don't want to redo this. Yeah, we're like halfway through making this stuff like move it around. You can see like we have the animation already, but it doesn't currently like stay in here, which means I will have to copy and redo the entire thing. It's not too bad because this guy only has like 3 actions. But if you have 10, it's going to be a pain. And that's something we're working on right now. Okay, so conditions. We want a condition. And here we also want to make sure we know what the order status is. So let's go to the order table and find any order that is whose account is equal to my current user. And also that the status is actually completed, right? And then that will be a constant that we will be using throughout to make sure that we know that it's actually completed. So we have something that is ID equals the account ID equals my current user ID, and also the status is completed. Then the existence of this row, like the paid order, let's call it just a paid order, right? The existence of a paid order means that I can trigger the AI. So then we go back to this guy. We now configure on the page. The ID is let's do something crazy, right? Like ID is less than, I don't know, -5. Something that's always false. Sorry, crazy. I'm crazy. No. ID is greater than 0. That means it just exists, or you can do like a count or something. But that'll be the idea. So this way we call it have paid order. And the next one is going to be like unpaid. And you don't need to configure anything, because for any conditional, for any kind of conditional, we only execute one branch. You can't execute multiple branches. And then it goes in order, so we would evaluate this one first, and this one, and if you had a third condition, it would keep going on. And anytime it encounters something that evaluates to true or is completely empty, that the branch will always basically, if the condition is empty, it stops evaluating the rest of the conditions. Right, so that's the ordering. And then in here, we unfortunately will have to redo start conversation. And what I'm doing here is controlling the logic on the front end, which is not what you want to do normally, right? You want do that with a proper permission control system on the back end. I'm not going to showcase that today because we don't have time, but it is something that you really should be doing on the back end, right? So go to the YouTube helper. This comes from the input. And unfortunately, I have to do my set page data 3 times. Wait, what? Hold on. Yeah, okay. Got 3 set page datas, and now you have to do this all over again. I know this is very much less than ideal. That is why we are trying to get this this thing more user-friendly, so you don't have to redo your stuff. Redoing stuff is one of the things that drives most people crazy, including me, and I know you will be no different. Transcript, that takes your transcript, and now we no longer need this, and we can delete that. Okay, so unpaid, that should take you to the payment page, or as I said, the money collection page. All right, so my money collection page should have the Stripe, and I don't have Stripe set up yet, so let's configure that. Activate Stripe. This will tell you to bind an order table. This thing is, you can't redo that. You can't modify that, so make sure that you pick the right one. And I mean, you can still undo at this moment because that's not deployed yet. But once it's deployed, there's no going back. Copy this thing, put it here, and copy this thing, and put it here. And then I just save, and I deploy. As I said, anything that happens on the back end has to be deployed before it takes effect. So this would deploy, and now I have what happens now is you end up with a bunch of these callbacks, a bunch of system callbacks. Callbacks is a name that I have used. In fact, I came up with that particular nomenclature, but in most people's land, that's just known as a webhook. Maybe we should rename those. And the only thing that we need to care about mostly is, for now, for this demo, is just the payment, right? So we've already set it up. Here's a bunch of custom code. You can check it out if you want, but it's not really necessary. But whenever somebody pays you, it goes in and comes into this callback handler, and then you have a condition that's already configured for you. Is it already paid, or is it not? Right? If it's paid, let us just update the data. We call it order update, and we don't want to update the account. We want to update the order table. And you can see a lot of those things you can't update. These we should really grade them out, but these are system tables that you cannot use, and they come up because you enable certain system functions. For example, conversation, message, tool usage records, and message content. These are from AI, and payment records from the payment integration, right? And we won't touch any of those. We will just change this to I think I called it completed. Right, so we change it to completed, and then the ID is equal to order ID. And that's all you needed to do to change the order. So we'll save this guy, and then we'll do a little bit, well, we won't go to permissions today. We don't have time. Okay, so this thing should already be working. And where are we? We are in the login page. Let me just check out all my, did I publish? No, I did not publish. I need to publish. Okay, I already have my account. Once I log in, I should go into the AI page. Once I'm in the AI page, if I click, because I don't have any orders, it will kick me out and go to the payment page. Once I pay, if it's successful, it will take me back to the AI page. If not, it will shout at me. I think that should be the whole flow. You can use the mirror, or maybe let's just do an actual publish, and then I don't have a setup custom domain, but next time maybe we'll do a custom domain. So we'll just use this. That should take me to the login page. Right. It's going to take a while. It's fresh, and also like well, it's fresh in terms of CDN. Okay, so now we are, and password. Right, so that will take me to this guy, and then once I put in my pictures, please, that will take me. No, what? Hold on. That's not supposed to happen. Let me see what I did here. Okay, so if I have paid greater than paid order, did I set the paid orders ID is greater or equal to 1? Okay. And I think that's something that I just done wrong. And also, do I have enough token? I have enough tokens. That's good. And what do we have here? I have to republish. Preview again. Yeah, we have this concept of previewing, and let's go back to the old page. Just to make sure that does. Login, that gets me there. Okay, so making sure I'm getting the right. I have no orders. Good. So, does that copy? Oh Jesus. Okay, so that doesn't copy. I'm gonna put it here, and then any 3 digits. Okay, so any future date. So let's put something like 12/26, blah, no, 333. And I'm gonna actually use my own thing, and wait, what? Optional. No, I don't want that. Yeah. Pay now. Payment succeeded. Now you're in here. Now let's go back to our database. Do I have a completed order? Please, please. Oh no, I forgot. I need to set up the I think I need to set up the callback URL at some place. We can also do recurring if you want, so you can do expiration. Callback handler. So that's this guy, this trigger is what I should be inputting into Stripe, and I forgot that crucial step. Wait, hold on. Here we go. Let's see the callback settings in Stripe. Webhooks. Is it here? Oh, it is here. 50% error rate. What just happened? Payment intent succeeded. We should have the data already. Okay, so unfortunately, my live demo has just failed. I'll have to debug what the hell is going on. But that's the idea. Now, because it's still going to be no orders, so you can't actually pay it. But let's just change it to completed. And okay, that's completed already. And then let's just log in again. That takes me here, and then pictures, please. And now you can see it actually runs it instead of taking me to the payment page, because now I have set the status to completed. Of course, you would have to protect all these sensitive fields in permissions, and that's something we'll get to in a future live stream. And we are just about out of time, and if you guys have any questions, you can ask now, and maybe we'll make another 5-10 minutes if you have any questions. And sorry for not having this part figured out. I mean, this used to be very straightforward. We take the payment ourselves using this stuff. So okay, if we have no more questions, or it doesn't have to be regarding just the content of the live stream. It could be generic questions regarding Momen if you want. And thank you very much for sticking around with me, including my blunders. All right, if there's no questions, we'll end now. And thank you very much for coming. And hopefully this is going to give you an idea how much time it takes to monetize an idea, to monetize something on Momen. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you all soon.